All right, get ready because today we're diving deep into the world of samurai and ancient Japan.
Ooh, sounds intense.
It is, but not in the way you might think.
Oh.
We're not just focusing on the epic battles and the sword fights everyone imagines, you know?
Right. Right.
Today we're all about the philosophy of a legendary warrior, Miyamoto Musashi.
That's right. Musashi, he wasn't your average warrior, no, sir.
Definitely not.
This guy was a master swordsman,
Oh, yeah.
a strategist, an artist,
Hmm.
and a philosopher, all rolled into one. Pretty impressive.
And what I think is super cool about this deep dive is our source material.
Okay.
It's an article, right? But it's breaking down a whole YouTube video about Musashi.
Wow, so we're basically giving everyone, like,
The expertise.
yeah, a double dose of expertise, exactly.
All about Musashi.
It's fascinating that even centuries later, people are still so captivated by his life.
I agree.
And his teachings. I think that really says something about his impact.
It really does. It really does. So let's dive into one of the most pivotal moments in Musashi's life.
Okay.
Okay. Imagine, right? A peaceful bamboo grove,
Okay.
sunlight streaming through the leaves, beautiful, serene.
All right, I'm with you.
And there Musashi encounters Yagu Honos,
Yagu Honos, all right.
who was the son of the shogun's fencing instructor.
Okay,
So already, like, high stakes, right?
definitely, yeah.
This encounter, and this is what's so cool about it, it reveals this deeper layer
Okay.
to the samurai code
Right.
known as Bushido.
Bushido, yeah.
And Bushido emphasizes not just martial skill,
Right.
but also honor, respect,
Yeah.
and self-cultivation. So it's not all about just like, fighting and winning.
A way of life.
It really is, yeah. So instead of this like brutal showdown that you might expect,
Right.
they engage in this battle of minds.
That's a pretty powerful image, isn't it?
I think so, especially in a world known for its warrior culture.
Absolutely. And that setting, that bamboo grove,
Yeah.
I mean, it just symbolizes serenity, mindfulness, which, creates this amazing contrast to that image we have of, of samurai clashing swords.
Yeah, like I'm picturing it right now. It's a very zen. It
Yeah.
makes me think, how often do we, just rush into conflicts
Oh, all the time.
without really considering the other side's perspective?
That's a good point.
I think that's a valuable lesson we can take from this encounter, even all these centuries later.
Precisely. I mean, this meeting, it really had a profound impact on Musashi.
Yeah.
It steered him towards a much deeper exploration of philosophy. And this shift, we really see it reflected in the development of his unique fighting style
Okay.
and his overall philosophy
Right.
called Hyohonit Nichiryu,
Yeah.
which translates to School of the Two Heavens as One.
Okay, so now we're getting into the good stuff.
All right.
I know it involves wielding two swords,
Yeah.
but what's the deeper meaning behind that? Like, what's he really saying with this two heavens as one?
So yeah, he literally fought with a katana and a wakizashi at the same time.
Wow.
But it goes way beyond just that physical technique.
Okay.
Two heavens as one. It's a philosophy
Oh.
of balance.
Okay.
It represents this harmony between forces that seem opposite, like strength and flexibility,
right.
or offense and defense. Get it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's about recognizing
Yeah.
that these dualities, they aren't mutually exclusive. They complement each other.
So it's not just mastering two swords, it's about mastering two sides of yourself.
Exactly.
That's fascinating. And I can already see how we could apply this concept to our own lives.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. We're always juggling different priorities.
Oh, yeah.
We're always facing challenges
Right. Yeah.
that require us to, like, tap into different parts of ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
And Musashi's approach, it encourages us to embrace those dualities
Yeah.
and find a balance between them.
So he's saying, don't just limit yourself to one way of being.
Right.
Harness the power of both.
Yeah, that's a message that still resonates today.
It really does. It really does.
And this emphasis on balance, it was central to everything Musashi did, from his swordsmanship to his art to even his personal life.
So he wasn't just like a skilled fighter. He was a well-rounded individual
Makes sense.
who like strived for excellence in all these different areas.
Precisely. And this holistic approach, that's what made him such a legend.
Makes sense.
He understood that true strength, it's not just about physical power.
Right.
It's also about, mental and spiritual cultivation.
That makes me think about how we often just define strength in these really narrow terms.
It's true, we do.
Musashi's perspective really challenges us to like expand that understanding,
It does.
of what it means to be truly strong.
Absolutely. And this leads us to another really interesting aspect of Musashi's philosophy.
Okay, lay it on me.
We'll delve into that next.
All right, keep me hanging then. I'm hooked. What else did this samurai master have up his sleeve? Okay, so we're back, and we're ready to jump back into the world of Miyamoto Musashi.
Let's do it.
And, as we've been talking, I've been realizing how much his philosophy, it kind of lines up with modern ideas about, like, personal development.
Oh, totally. Musashi's understanding of strength, for instance.
Okay.
It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
He believed it wasn't just about physical power,
Right.
but also self-control, discipline,
Oh.
and recognizing the strengths of others.
I mean, that is so relevant today, right?
Right.
We're finally starting to kind of embrace this more holistic idea of strength.
Yeah.
One that includes emotional intelligence, resilience,
Yeah, absolutely.
collaboration,
It's like Musashi was onto something all those centuries ago.
Seriously, like, he was ahead of the curve.
His writings, they're full of these insights about self-mastery
Yeah.
and understanding human nature.
Like, he really stressed the importance of strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in battle, but in all aspects of life.
Okay, I get how strategy is like super crucial on a battlefield.
Right.
But how does that translate to like our everyday lives?
Right.
It's not like we're, facing off against warlords in bamboo groves every day.
Well, that's a great question.
Thanks.
I mean, Musashi, he believed that strategy was about taking a step back, right?
Okay.
Assessing the situation
What?
and then making deliberate choices
Okay.
instead of just, reacting impulsively.
Oh, okay.
This applies to everything,
Yeah.
from career decisions to personal relationships.
So like instead of getting caught up in the heat of the moment,
Right.
he's saying like pause. Think about your options.
Exactly.
Act with intention, like be more mindful.
Precisely.
That's powerful, especially in our world. Everything's so fast-paced.
It's about being mindful and proactive, not reactive.
And this ties in with another key part of Musashi's philosophy.
Okay, hit me.
Adaptability.
Adaptability. I mean, that's a buzzword we hear everywhere these days.
It is.
But how did Musashi, approach it back then?
Well, you got to remember, he lived in a time of constant change, upheaval.
Okay.
So he really understood the importance of being flexible,
Right.
open to new ideas.
Right.
He believed that real strength, it wasn't about clinging to old ways,
Okay.
but being willing to,
Yeah.
learn and
Yeah.
adapt,
Evolve, right.
evolve.
Yeah. He was always challenging himself to grow.
He
Not
was.
just as a warrior, but also as a human.
Absolutely.
That's, I don't know, it's inspiring to think about, even now.
It really is. And this commitment to lifelong learning,
Yeah.
it's something we can all strive for.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't matter what your background is or what you do.
So, in the article we read, it mentioned Musashi, redefining the meaning of strength. What did he mean by that?
Well, Musashi, he believed that true strength,
Yeah.
it wasn't just, about physical prowess,
Okay.
but also this ability to control your emotions,
Right.
act with wisdom, with compassion,
Okay.
and to value the strengths of other people.
Hmm.
He saw it as this multifaceted
Yeah.
quality,
Yeah.
encompassing both mental and physical fortitude,
Okay.
along with this deep understanding of human nature.
So it's not about being the loudest or most aggressive person in the room. It's
Yeah.
about having that self-awareness.
Yes.
The discipline to choose your battles wisely
Exactly.
and navigate those challenges with grace.
And strategy.
In strategy, yeah, exactly.
That's it. And this connects back to his emphasis on balance.
Right.
He saw life as this constant interplay of opposing forces, strength and gentleness,
Right.
action and contemplation, logic and intuition.
No.
And the key, he believed, was to find that harmony between these extremes,
Yes.
to leverage each aspect to its fullest.
So it's not about suppressing or denying those parts of ourselves.
No.
It's about integrating them into a whole.
Exactly. That's where true personal power comes from.
I like that.
When we can acknowledge and harness our full range of qualities,
Yeah.
we become more adaptable, more resilient,
Okay.
and just, more effective in dealing with all the complexities of life.
This is starting to make so much sense.
Good.
Musashi's philosophy, it's not just about, swords or ancient Japan.
It's bigger than that.
It's like a blueprint for a better life, no matter what your personal struggles are.
That's the magic of these deep dives, right?
Yeah.
Uncovering hidden gems of wisdom, making these connections between seemingly different ideas
Yeah.
and helping you, the listener,
Yeah.
make sense of it all.
I feel like we've just scratched the surface of Musashi's teachings.
There's so much more.
And I'm already buzzing with, like, ideas and insights.
And that's what we want.
Yeah.
To spark that curiosity in you.
Yeah.
To, encourage you to delve deeper into Musashi's work.
Right.
And discover how his wisdom can inform your own journey.
Absolutely. But before we wrap up this part, I'm curious about something.
Okay.
We talked about Musashi's search for a successor.
Yeah.
But what qualities would someone need to really embody his teachings? Like carry his legacy forward?
That's a great question.
Thanks.
It highlights the true essence of Musashi's legacy. A worthy successor. They wouldn't just be, skilled in combat.
Right.
They would embody these core principles of his philosophy.
Right.
The balance of mind and body.
Okay.
The strategic thinking, unwavering discipline.
Yeah.
And a deep respect for others.
So it's more about, like, character than technique.
Exactly.
Like the heart of a warrior,
Yeah.
rather than, how sharp their sword is.
Musashi understood that technical skill. It was just a tool.
Okay.
True mastery, it came from cultivating those mental and spiritual qualities.
Right. That allowed them to use the tool effectively.
And ethically, yeah.
It makes me think about the qualities we look for in leaders,
Yes.
in mentors, even our friends, right?
Right.
Are we looking for people who just have the right skills?
Right.
Or are we looking for people who embody, wisdom,
Yeah.
compassion, a deep understanding of themselves and the world?
It's a question worth thinking about.
It is.
As we move into the final part of our deep dive, keep that in mind.
Okay.
How can we each strive to embody these qualities?
Yeah.
How can we become, worthy successors to this legacy?
Right.
This legacy of wisdom and personal growth
Yeah.
that figures like Musashi have left behind.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like Musashi's legacy. It's not just about him. It's
Yeah.
about all of us.
It is.
Who are trying to live a life of purpose, life of meaning.
Absolutely.
All right, let's wrap up this whole deep dive in part 3. It's amazing, as we've been talking about Musashi's philosophy, I just keep feeling this sense of awe.
I get it.
We're talking about this warrior, this master swordsman
Yeah.
who, like, reached the top of his game, right?
Yeah.
Yet his most powerful legacy, it's the wisdom he shared.
Sure.
Principles that go way beyond fighting
Absolutely.
and still resonate with us, like, centuries later. It's crazy.
It really speaks to the human spirit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Our constant search for meaning, for self-improvement.
Totally.
Musashi's journey, it reminds us that real greatness,
Yeah.
it isn't just about outward success.
Right.
It's about cultivating inner strength, wisdom, and compassion.
And it's amazing how accessible all this wisdom is, right?
Yeah.
We can all learn from Musashi. Like, it doesn't matter what your background is.
Right, exactly.
Or if you've ever even held a sword,
His teachings, they give us this framework for approaching life's challenges
Okay.
with intention, with strategy,
Yeah.
and a deep understanding of ourselves and others.
So if you had to, like, sum up Musashi's legacy, just, a few key takeaways for our listeners,
Okay.
what would they be? What are the nuggets of wisdom we can, like, take away from this deep dive?
Well, first, I got to emphasize the importance of balance.
Okay, yeah.
Musashi always talked about the need to find that harmony between opposing forces, like strength and gentleness,
Right.
action and contemplation, logic and intuition.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that life, it's rarely black and white.
Right.
True effectiveness comes from embracing all of it.
Yeah, I love that it's like, we don't have to choose between being tough
Yeah.
or being kind,
Exactly.
analytical or creative.
We can embrace all of it.
You can embrace all of it and use it
You'd use it, yeah.
to deal with life's complexities.
Exactly.
Another big one, right,
Yeah.
is Musashi's focus on strategy.
Right. He believed in approaching problems with a clear head,
Okay.
assessing the situation,
Yeah.
making thoughtful choices, not just reacting.
Not just, like, knee-jerk reactions.
No knee-jerk reactions.
It's about being intentional
Exactly.
with your actions, thinking ahead,
Right.
considering the consequences.
Taking control
Taking control, exactly.
instead of letting life just happen to you.
Yeah. And lastly,
And finally, the importance of continuous learning
oh, yeah.
and self-improvement.
Yeah, Musashi was always learning, always growing, right?
Lifelong student, always refining his skills.
It's a good reminder to never stop growing,
Absolutely.
Never stop challenging yourself.
Never stop seeking new perspective.
The journey never ends, right?
It's a lifelong adventure.
It is. It is. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you, the listener, with one final thought.
Okay.
If Musashi were here today,
Hmm.
what would he say about the challenges we face,
Yeah.
the opportunities we
The
have?
legacy we're building, yeah.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
Makes me want to go back, revisit all his teachings,
Yeah.
see how they apply to today's world. I get that YouTube video we mentioned
Oh, yeah.
has even more insights.
Tons of wisdom waiting to be explored.
So keep this journey going.
Yeah, keep exploring.
Delve into Musashi's philosophy
Dive deeper into the source material
and see how his teachings can inspire you.
on your own quest
Your own quest for personal mastery.
and a meaningful life.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of samurai and philosophy.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been incredible, and we hope you've gained some valuable insight
And a new sense of wonder.
about the power of human wisdom. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.